Where everybody at? Where everybody at? Where everybody at? Where everybody? Where my beanie at? Where my beanie at? Hold on. Let's go. Where everybody at? Where my people at? Where my people at? Hey, where my people at? Where my people at? What's good, everybody? This is so white right now. What's good, everybody? What's up? How are y'all doing today? How are y'all feeling today? What's good, everybody? What's good? How are y'all doing, man? How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing today? How are y'all doing today? I'm so excited to talk to y'all today. Today is a fucking eclipse. Today is an eclipse. Today is an eclipse. And I got so much to say to y'all. I hate that my camera looking like this. I don't know why it's looking like this. I don't know why it's looking like this right now. I don't know. Maybe I need to it looks so white. It's clear, but it look a little too filtered. It's too much color on this. It's too much color on this bitch. I'm trying to see something. All right, it might be a little bit better. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. I'm so excited to be talking to y'all today. You guys have no clue. I just want y'all to understand that this today is gonna be something. Today is gonna be something. So I'm looking at all y'all comments. How are y'all doing today? What's good? What's good? What's good? Hop in the live, hop in the stream, hop out there wherever you are watching this at. Yeah, it's another eclipse. This the second eclipse of the month. Yes, we having another eclipse, baby. Another eclipse. No, it's today. It's tonight. It's tonight. The 20th. It's tonight. Tonight. You feel me? What's the difference between them? Solar is sun. Solar is sun. Lunar is moon. Solar is sun. Lunar is moon. It's a solar eclipse, exactly. Let me double check. Let me double check. Ah, okay. I see what you're saying. You right, Nighthawk. But honestly, this whole weekend, that motherfucker. Hey, listen, one thing about eclipse, the whole weekend. It's the whole motherfucking weekend. You feel me? It's the whole motherfucking weekend. So yeah, man. Thank you, Serial, for the gift. Thank you, Opal, for the gift. Thank you, Portia, for the gift. Thank y'all so much for the gifts. We just getting started. We ain't even start yet. We didn't even really start yet. So, first of all, let me try to change this one thing. Let me try to change this real quick. Let me try something different real quick. Nope, that's not gonna work. That's definitely not gonna work. I was trying to do something different real quick. Fix this motherfucker. Hold on. All right, cool, whatever. We gotta work with it like this. All right, y'all. Grand Rising, I guess. Welcome, everybody. Listen, my message today has a lot to do with the side effects of growth. That's really what my live today is about. It's really the side effects of what happens when you decide to start growing. When you finally decide to start growing, that's when you notice everybody got a problem with you. Everybody hate the way you doing shit. Everybody feeling some type of way. Everybody want to cut you off, or you cutting off everybody. Baby, let me tell you something. I'm excited. Stop humping. Stop humping. Stop humping. I'm waiting for a couple more people to get in here. Thank you, Nighthawk, for the gift. I'm waiting for a couple more people to get in here, and then I'm getting started. I'm getting started. I'm getting started, baby. I'm getting started. You hear me? Started. Like, I don't think y'all realize how serious this energy is about to be. I don't think y'all realize how serious this energy is about to be. I don't think y'all realize. I don't think y'all realize. So, what's up, Jeff? So, let's get into it. Welcome, everybody, to the live. Welcome, 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 welcome. If you are here, welcome. Today's vibe, today's message has to do with the solar eclipse. There's a problem with my mic. Can y'all hear me? Is there a problem with my mic, y'all? What about now? Sound better? It was glitching. Sound better? Is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? It's glitching. It's cracking. Bitch, it's glitching. It's cracking. It's breaking. All right. It's clear, but keeps going in and out. As long as we clear now, you let me know when it starts getting crazy. So, guys, for everybody that has been, let me go ahead and start recording. You ready? Now it's getting crazy. All right, what about now? What about now? What about now? What about now, y'all? What about now? What about now? It's fine now. Video fine. Can I get started? I can start. I can start. It's a double 11 day. 11 is the number of technology. All right. Here we go. Ready? Welcome to the live. Welcome to this video. Welcome to wherever you are watching this at. I just want to say I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful to be talking to y'all. Bitch, I got some shit to say to you. Bitch. Let me tell you what's going on. All right. So, number one, I need you to know, motherfuckers are really hating. Like, this month, September, has really shown. Stop humping the damn. This month, September, has really showed people's true colors. People's true colors are coming out now. And you know what's so funny? Everybody's talking about this David shit, right? Everybody's talking about this David and Celeste, this artist who's like in the middle of a scene right now. Do y'all realize that the girl's birthday was September 7th, which was the eclipse? And now that we're going into this next eclipse, he's starting to be exposed for whatever happened. Thank you, Willie, for the gift. So that's just a sign to me. That's just a sign to me that something really is happening. But just so we can go ahead and get straight into it, baby. Motherfuckers are really hating on you because you're starting to push the needle. Motherfuckers are really starting to hate on you because you're no longer tolerating shit that you used to tolerate. It's crazy how people will literally be mad that you won't tolerate their shit no more. People will literally start hating on you because now you got boundaries. People will literally start hating on you because now you're not accepting the certain shit that you used to accept. Like, it's so crazy because what wasn't obvious before is now overly obvious. What's overly obvious is you can't hang with those people no more. What's overly obvious is that those people don't respect you no more. Or they never respected you. You just never knew. But once you start leveling up in your self-love, when you start seeing people not treating you right, it becomes overly obvious. But when you weren't respecting yourself, you didn't notice. Baby, I got something for you. I got something for you. Do not go back. It's going to get very tempting to want to go back because you're starting to realize that, oh my gosh, now that I want better for myself, now that I'm elevating, people are disliking me. This is uncomfortable. But you, a serial people pleaser, or someone who used to be a serial people pleaser, you're going to have to learn how to be okay with not being liked. Because you being your best self, you going to have some bitches not liking you. When you start getting that money in your pocket, you got to know, bro, bitches not going to like you. When you start getting your skin clear, like for example, my skin, I just got my, shout out to Soul Skinful. I just got my facial done. Bitches with acne go get mad. Oh, you think you better than us because you got a facial? Is that what you think? Bitch almost broke my neck trying to respond to that one. Is that what you think? Like, I'm gonna use me as an example, okay? The best thing I could do is teach you from my example. The moment I started carrying myself to a higher standard, the more problems that I had with people. If all of a sudden, if I decide to get a cleaning lady, or if I decide to pay somebody to help me, people who have to do everything by themselves will feel a type of way. Who do you think you are? A bitch who need help. The fuck? Like, y'all gotta really realize y'all have to start understanding the psychology of people. And y'all gotta start paying attention, because guess what? Don't look at them like, who is that? No. Look at them as a mirror. Because if people are starting to turn on you, it's because those people are your old self. At some point, like, for example, for me, when I look at some of the people that I used to hang around, it's because an aspect of me was in them. How come everyone is a mirror to us? Because life is a mirror. Life is a creation from our projection. Everything that we're experiencing is a reflection of what's inside of us. Right now, you listening to this video is because something that I'm saying is resonating with something inside of you. This video, this live didn't come out of nowhere. This isn't telling you something that you've never heard before. This live is a manifestation of what has been going on inside of you. That's the only reason why you're here, because there is some type of algorithm and connection at play. You resonate with this. That's all it is. And once I realized that the easiest way for me to change my life is to change what I resonate with. Change what I resonate with. And how do I do that? By becoming overly aware of how I react to certain things and certain people. You're not going to really give a fuck about what a loser has to say about you when you know you're winning. But we can't control outside people, but we can't control ourselves. So how come those people mirror? Because guess what? You were able to control yourself being in that environment. You were able to control yourself entertaining that conversation. You were able to control. You never even had to meet that person. You never even had to interact with that person. But something in you reacted. Something in you responded. Something in you, like when there's somebody who you really don't understand or don't get, you don't pay them no mind. You don't even know they exist. Out of sight, out of mind, right? So y'all got to start looking at, why does this bother me? Because something about it is true within your spirit, whether or not. So what I had to realize, even with my past relationship, my past friendships, my past, I had to realize that there's nothing wrong with trusting my spirit. There's nothing wrong with trusting my intuition, even if my intuition seem a little mean. Or it is triggering us doesn't necessarily mean it's true in our soul. No, it does mean it's true. It does mean, because if you're triggered by something, nothing can trigger you if there is nothing within you that resonates with it. If you know something is not true, why do you care so much? You want to know why you care so much? It's not that it's not true that bothers you. It's the fact that you feel like you have to prove yourself that bothers you. So when somebody calls you something that you're not, you're still fighting with yourself in your mind to prove that you're not that person. So that's why you're reacting. But if your self-concept, if your self-image knows I'm not a broke bitch, you would never respond. You would think it's like child's play. You would be like, why am I even, that's like somebody telling me that like I'm black, but somebody trying to tell me I'm white. Like, why would I even argue with something like that? It doesn't make sense, right? Right? But if you reacting, if you overly trying to prove yourself, if you overly defending yourself, you know what I'm saying? So the reason why I'm telling you this is because best believe You're hearing it here first. You're hearing it here first. So when it happens, I want y'all to realize, you know what? Ori said this. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all are about to start getting into some problems with some people. If you haven't already, you're about to start getting into some problems with some people. You want to know why? Because the truth is no longer able to be hidden. The truth about that person's personality, the truth, it can no longer be hidden. This solar eclipse is about to bring the shadows. This, you know what an eclipse is, right? I think it's like when the moon and they come into. So I want you to think about that, the sun and the moon. So what that means is the shadows are about to be lit the fuck up. You get me? Those people that have been lying to you, those people who done had a mask up, acting like they somebody else. Listen, do I got permission to eat? I need everybody right now to let me know. Cause I feel it. Do I have permission to eat right now? Do I have permission to eat? Do I have permission to eat because I want to eat right now? All right. Make sure y'all follow, okay? Let me tell y'all something. And I'm about to be extra as fuck. I have to be, because it's the only way. Like when you have a lot of energy, the only way you can really alleviate it is you got to be extra. It's just charisma. You feel me? So let me tell you what I've learned about life. And I'm going to use my life as an example, right? I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I am famous. I don't care. I am famous. I have over 700,000 people that follow me, right? I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to flex. That's beyond the point, right? Do you know, let's say you have 700,000. Let's put it on you. Fuck me. Let's put it on you. Let's say you have 700,000 followers. Do you understand that some people are intimidated by you before they even meet you? You want to know why? Because if they had what you had, they would have an enormous ego, an enormous amount of arrogance because of their insecurity. When you have the 700,000 followers, you don't think that you're bigger than anybody. You don't think that you're beyond. You don't think none of that because you don't have insecurity. That's why you have the 700,000 followers, because you have confidence, because you have humility, because you have good character. So some people will literally assume that you are arrogant all because of what you have, because if they had it, they would be arrogant. They would belittle people. They would put people down. And when they line themselves up to you, they feel smaller than you because you have something that they don't. But you're a person that you don't judge people by how many fucking followers they have. You don't judge people by how many followers they have. But this is how people's minds work. And what I realized is that if I react to your projection, I just made it true within my spirit. If I react to your projection, I just made it true within my spirit. Are y'all hearing me? This is why it's important. Stop fucking reacting. Stop reacting. Do you know how dumb it make people feel when they try to say something about you and you're like, huh? Do you know? And then you know what's next after you say? They'll literally come to you and say, you think you bigger than everybody because you got more followers, right? And you're like, huh? You know what that makes people do? No, like you think like they over explain themselves. Just by you saying, huh? Just by you saying, huh? You know why? Because what happens is that they thought you were going to defend it. And the moment you defend it, now look at what you look like trying to defend it. But the moment that somebody says a statement, and this is psychology, the moment somebody says a statement about you, says something, and you go, and you just pause, or you just, huh? That make them look like, no, I mean like, no, I'm trying to say, not that no, bitch, you gave yourself. I see, and y'all gotta realize when people tell you how they view you, believe it. You don't love yourself enough, so you don't understand why people would hate. And that's what's getting you fucked up. Because you don't see yourself, you're attracting people who see you, but act like they don't see you just like you do. Just like you do. You see yourself, but you act like you don't see yourself in order to hide within the shadows, because if you see yourself, that means that you didn't have to act according to who you are. That's one of them tarot cards. That's a tarot card I know. When you know how big you are, you have to act accordingly. And some of y'all not acting accordingly, and that's why you attracting people who don't really resonate with who you are in spirit, because you've created this fake false identity so you don't trigger people like that. So you play smaller so you don't have to trigger people. And what I'm trying to tell you is that you're actually fucking yourself by playing small like that. You're actually hurting yourself by playing small like that, because you start to attract people who think they're on your level, and they don't even realize you hiding. Right, Pink? You hiding. Thank you for the gift, Dana. You're hiding. Y'all got to stop being afraid of what comes with success, because that's really the reason why you're hiding. You're afraid of the side effects of success because you think that it's a negative, when in reality it's a sign and evidence and proof that you are who you say you are. You're afraid of the evidence. The evidence is people. Let me tell you something. When you're rich, when you start getting money, people will steal. You cannot avoid it. You can't. So here's something that I want you to understand. Do you know how powerful it is to accept something negative like that? And the reason why you're accepting it's something negative, because you know that it's actually a side effect of something positive. You're understanding the duality of your success. So if you can learn to accept the duality of your success now, you know what's going to happen? When it happens, you're not going to think of it like, oh my God, what's wrong? You're going to be like, well, that's what happens with it. You've already accepted the risk of life. Thank you, Heaven, for the gift. Thank you, Breon. So that's something I had to realize. I was like, how can I say I want to be wealthy, but then feel like it's lack that somebody steals from me? Nobody gonna steal from a broke bitch. Nobody's gonna steal from a broke bitch. And then you know what helps me figure it out? I listen to other successful people. The more successful people I listen to, the more it makes me realize I'm not crazy. Because guess what? When I listen to NBA Youngboy, when I listen to Mayweather, all of these people say, oh yeah, this guy done took 40K from behind me. This guy stole my watch. This guy da-da-da-da. Yeah, they broke into every single rich person that I've met has literally said, oh yeah, somebody has stole from them. Thank you, Heaven. So now, why am I telling you that? Because I want you to start thinking about some of the negative things that you've been experiencing by being you, and realize that some of those negative things are a side effect of what it is that you're asking for and who you are. Like, some of y'all, if you were a king and you had people headhunting you, you would think that there's something wrong with that. Instead of taking pride and realizing I'm a king, that's why they're headhunting me. I've learned within this past week that everything is perspective. Guys, I'm literally learning a new money investment, right? I'm literally learning a new money investment, right? So I'm reading this book by a guy who's like heavy in Wall Street, right? Would you believe that this guy who made such a practical book for investments in Wall Street, the book sound the damn same as Think and Grow Rich? And I'm like, wait. And then I realized, I was like, wow, no wonder why Think and Grow Rich was ahead of his curve. The reason why is because all of life is how you see it. You and somebody else could be looking at the same investment, the same stock, and one person would be like, it's not going to do well. Somebody else would say, no, because it's going low, I know it's going to go high. Some people will look at it and say, no, because it's low, it's going to go lower. Do you understand? The person with the right perspective is going to be the one to make money. All money is perspective. All money is perspective. Literally, the moment that you decide that you're wealthy will be the day that you become wealthy. You want to know why? And I know what that sounds like. When you don't have the deep understanding of what that means to choose to be successful, let me tell you what that means. The moment that you decide, and I'm really gonna break this down. And listen, y'all, if you have not yet, make sure you join my mystery school, okay? If you haven't joined my mystery school is about $28 to $35. You could go ahead and DM me a heart if you want to join. But I'm about to break this down, so I want you to screen record this or take some notes, because I'm really about to break down the mentality of money. The mentality of money. Thank you, Lestiel. I appreciate that. The mentality of money is all perspective. All perspective. Let me tell you why. Somebody can go buy a $10,000 Rolex right now, right? Everything's perspective. Somebody can go buy a $10,000 Rolex right now. One person will say, that's a waste of money. The other person will say, that's a great investment of money. They have the same purchase, the same amount of money. Why is it that two people looking at the same purchase have two different perspectives? Because it's all about how they think. This one person thinks, why would you spend $10,000 on a watch? It's just a watch. It's just going to tell time. While this other person who has success consciousness looks at that $10,000 watch as an entry to conversations, looks at it as an investment, looks at it as something that's going to grow, looks at it as something that's going to literally scale how they think about money. They know that if I have this $10,000 Rolex on my hand, I'm going to feel more like wealth, right? What you have to understand is that the watch doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. It's all about what you're going to do with the watch. That's what y'all got to understand. You can go buy designer. You can go buy sports car. You can go buy whatever it is that you want. It's going to make you money if you decide it's going to make you money. What that means is that if I go decide, you know what, I'm going to go buy a Porsche, right? Some people will say, nope, that Porsche is going to, you're buying that Porsche for no reason. You just want to look good. It's for superficial reasons, da-da-da-da-da. But if I have a success conscious and I know every dollar in my mind, I have created a belief system within my mind. Every dollar I spend is always going to bring me back more. And because I've programmed myself to think like that, think like that, think like that, think like that, what that does is it opens up almost like these neural pathways in your mind for ideas to come in, and those ideas will be surrounded around your belief. So if I say this Porsche has to make me money because every dollar that I spend makes me money, and I have that belief, guess what's going to happen? I am naturally going to attract opportunities to make money. Next thing you know, a rapper hits me up, hey, can we use your Porsche for this music video? Next thing you know, oh, can we model with this music video? Oh, next thing you know, I saw you bought a Porsche. That's why I wanted to invest in you, because that's my dream car. All of these things are evidence. What you have to understand, in psychology, your mind will find evidence for your belief. It will create evidence for your belief, right? Thank you for the gift, Elaine. So I realized that the moment that I decided that I was going to be a wealthy person, everything in my life gave me evidence of so. Look at this, Pure Summers. Hey, beloved, do you sell those t-shirts? No, I don't sell these t-shirts. But what I love is the idea that I'm talking about wealth, and you're already open to the idea of, you know what? I want to buy something from her. I want to buy that. And I realized that all that is an energy. All that, because you could have easily just said, oh yeah, I like that shirt. But just even me opening up that energy of wealth and realizing that I'm always open to energy. And I want y'all to realize that money is indifferent. You see, everybody want to be upset who money decides to go to, but money is indifferent. Money is indifferent. What that means is that it doesn't dislike you or like you. It just pays attention to who follows the laws. This money has laws. Money has laws. Money has laws. All you have to do is abide by them. You think manifestation cares about who this person is, if this person is black, if this person is white? No, because it's about laws. And if you can follow the laws, you will be successful. Right? Now, how did I have this breakthrough? Once I started taking my money and I started investing into the stock market, I started investing into crypto. Guys, I had a 60K month this year. I had a 60K month this year, so understand, I'm not lying. And no, my 60K month did not come from the internet. It came from investments. It came from real estate, right? So what I'm trying to get y'all to realize is that, once I started to understand the laws of money, it started to come into my life. This is nothing that I'm fucking selling. This is something I'm just telling you off of what I've learned, right? So check it out. This is the first thing that I realized. Perspective is everything. Perspective is everything. Somebody can literally see something as like a detriment. For example, 2020, we all know what happened in 2020, 2019, right? We remember, right? Lockdown and everything, right? Do you understand that 2020 really showed people's brains? Because it showed the people who freaked out and the people who used it as some type of benefit. You have to realize the person that always sees misfortune as a opportunity or a benefit will always benefit. Nothing in your life will be for no reason or for negative. Thank you, Silent Observer, for the super chat. Thank you, Visual, for the heart. Right? So, perspective is everything. I want you to write this down and I want you to remember this. If you think you can, you will. If you think you can't, you won't. Simple as that. Simple as that. Simple as that. Because guess what? Let's say there's an investment, right? Let's say you want to invest in Tesla, right? And let's say it's down, right? And you have a lack mentality. You're gonna look at it like, it's down. Why would I invest in it? It's red. It's negative. It's not doing good. It's red. It's not doing good. How could, no, it don't make sense, right? But then the person, thank you for the gift, Katie, but the person with the abundance mindset is looking at it like, it's red. It's the perfect time to buy. That's why you can't even think about being rich until you reshape your whole brain. Some of y'all, all you need is a fucking shift, a mental shift. A mental shift. And for me, the first part of my mental shift was getting broke mentality people, victim mentality people out of my life. Out of my life. I be hanging up on people. You hear me? Once I start seeing the conversation go somewhere, I start hanging up. I do. I really do. Sometimes I airplane mode the shit too. I don't give a fuck. Because this conversation is not doing nothing for me. We're not talking about nothing growth-wise. And then guess when they call me, you hung up on me? Yeah, girl. Bitch, I got tired. And guess what? Guess what? What about face-to-face to people? I change the conversation. Or I say, hey, I'm getting tired. I gotta go. Your energy, what you open yourself up to is super important. And like I said, if you are not in the mystery school, that's your business. But all I know is that if you know your mind is not where it needs to be, you need to do something. You need to do something ASAP. You can't keep blaming other people for your life anymore. You can't. You can't. You can't. Everything that happened to me was my fault. Yes, this person caused it, but it was my fault because I allowed them the privilege. I allowed them the freedom to do that. So it's my fault. You get me? And the more I realized that all I have to do is have the right psychology was the moment everything shifted for me. If you decide today, I am going to be successful, do you know what's going to happen? Your heart, your spirit, in the law has to respect that. You have to understand that you have, what's the word? Like control, like you are the heir to this estate. You decide what goes. You decide what goes. You get me? The world will argue with you till they see it too. If the world is arguing with you, that's because you are arguing with yourself in your mind. Period. Y'all gotta start looking at the world as a reflection and watch how much more you learn. I'm not saying that person who's an asshole means that you're an asshole. No, that doesn't mean that. What that means is that why did you attract an asshole? Maybe because you were too submissive. Maybe because you were too humble. So you attracted somebody who steps on you. It's not always such a direct reflection when I say this person, whatever this person is what I am. That's not what that means. When I say look at the reflection, because some people's actions can show you what you've allowed. So if you allowed a narcissist in your life, congratulations. That means that you took on the role of a victim. That's what that means. You took on the role of somebody weak. You took on the role of somebody who don't like to stand up for themselves. And you became the perfect prey because you refused to see yourself. Because you thought seeing yourself was arrogant. If me loving myself is arrogant, well, bitch, I'm the most arrogant of them all. Y'all got to stop caring about what insecure people have to say. If you know you're not being an a-hole, and you know you're being confident, and you know you're being quote unquote modest, why does what they say matter? They have no evidence. You spend 100% of your time with you all the time. You know you better than anybody else. So why are you listening to what people say who only spend 20% of time with you when you spend 100%? You know yourself better. Why are you listening to somebody who don't even have the full picture? You came from people pleasing 3 years ago, and now you're starting to finally love on yourself and be selfish. This new person comes in and calls you selfish, but they don't understand that you used to be a people pleaser 3 years ago. They don't even have context. So why do you care what somebody has to say who don't even have context over who you are? They don't know where you came from. They don't know what you battle with. They don't know what's in your mind. They don't know your struggle. They don't know your responsibility. They don't know what the fuck your shoes feel like. Exactly. You gotta trust yourself more than you trust anybody else. And you got to trust yourself to lead yourself where you need to go. Stop trusting other people to lead you where you know only you can take you. Come on. Come on. That eight, for real. That 8, for real. You got to start trusting yourself, baby. And all I want you to know is that this month, this eclipse, you are about to see the truth of people. And I want y'all to understand, it's starting now. It's going to get even crazier Scorpio season. You want to know why? 2025 is the year of the snake in Chinese astrology, Eastern astrology, right? The snake and the Scorpio are the only two animals within the astrology system that has venom and that is vengeful. So this year is a year of revenge. This year is a year where people's true colors are being exposed. Every Scorpio season, you see the truth. And with this eclipse going on right now, you don't even need to be out in that eclipse energy for real. You don't even need to be out in that moon energy. Period. I'm telling you. So y'all have to learn how to protect yourself and stop being afraid to protect yourself. Is this resonating with y'all? Stop being afraid to protect yourself. Look at this. My numbers, I haven't seen these type of numbers in a while. You know why? Because I had people energy around me that made me lack. Like, I want you to understand, people's mentality is contagious. I had people around me who wouldn't allow me to see myself as big as I wanted to. Because if I saw how big I was, I would be looking at them like, wait, why am I with you? Right? So that's what some people do. Some people come in to purposely confuse you. Why do you think, for my women, here's an example for my women, right? You ever turned down a man respectfully and he retaliated? You ever turned down someone respectfully and they retaliated because you turned them down respectfully? What does that teach you? Right? But in a way, it's manipulation because they could easily be trying to make you feel guilty. And you did it politely. You ain't say you ain't say none of that. You simply was like, no, I'm okay. Hey, no, I'm not really. No, I'm okay. No, I'm talking to somebody. No, I'm right. And then they retaliate. Some of y'all, that's what y'all dealing with. Y'all dealing with people who know they can't get you, who know they shouldn't be in your energy. And the moment you finally want to respect yourself, they retaliate. Now ask yourself, what do you think happens when you are afraid of that reaction? What do you think you do when you're afraid of people retaliating at you? You purposely walk on eggshells around everyone because you don't want nobody to retaliate. But do you understand that you are now betraying yourself because you don't want that feeling? What's up, Juju? And I'm telling y'all right now, some of y'all have been betraying yourself. 2025 adds up to 9. Look at your environment. We are in the 9th month. We are in the 9th month, September. And a lot of y'all, your problems are coming from the way that you think. And the way that you think is creating your environment. Now, the funny thing is, some of y'all are thinking about somebody as I'm talking about this. If everything that I'm saying has you thinking about somebody, one specific, then you know what you need to do. Stop waiting for the universe that you already know. Like, I want y'all to understand that if you have one inkling in your spirit, trust it. I don't care how small. Learn how to trust your intuition. You want to know why? Because intuition, if you look at the first letter in intuition, is I. I is the 9th letter in the alphabet. Trust your intuition. Your intuition has a level of intelligence that your mind cannot comprehend. You want to know why? Because your intuition has evidence that is not apparent to your physical senses. Your intuition is getting evidence from your 6th sense. Trust your body also. That's the biggest thing that I learned recently. Your body knows. Your body knows. A lot of y'all, your stomach, when you get around certain people, your stomach get queasy. When you get around people, you get all this gas. Trust your body. Your body knows. I was hanging around one person and my body would get chills. Like it would get tense. My stomach would start sweating. My stomach, like, I feel like I gotta throw up. You ain't never been anxious before a day in your life, but when you hang out with them, all of a sudden you anxious. Some of y'all, right? And when you by yourself, when you with certain people, you good. But when you around that one person, you get paranoid. I knew it was real when I realized that, when you trip out and you take magic ummies, magic ummies, what I noticed is that watch how people react when they're on those magic, those magic medicines. Because if they're having a negative trip, you want to know why? That's because their headspace is a terrible place. And it's funny because if you get around those people, they will drag you into that dark world. You could literally look at somebody and they in a whole different world than you. Y'all could be in the same room, and this goes back to money consciousness. You and somebody else can be in the same room and experience 2 different things. You want to know why? Because your world is created by your thoughts. You get what I'm saying? If you haven't followed me yet, make sure y'all go ahead and follow me. And like I said, if you want to join my mystery school, make sure you guys go ahead and DM me. Make sure you guys go ahead and DM me. The mystery school is where I teach people how to control their mind. Hold on, I'm putting a comment in right now. The mystery school is how you control your mind. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I did this. All right? And understand, I promise you could, somebody said, I don't care. Let me help you out there. Sir motherfucking Hooper lot, bitch. I got your ass. Fuck is you talking about, bitch? Mute, block, reported, all of that shit, bitch. You have been banished. You see how easy that was? Now you no longer exist in my reality. Now you no longer exist. You see how easy that is? Y'all gotta stop going back and forth with people. The moment a motherfucker wanna act out of alignment with your script for your life, bitch, take their ass off the stage. Bitch, kill their character off. Motherfucker, y'all gotta realize it's so easy. I don't have to react to nothing. I don't have to respond. I don't have to feel a type of way. I don't have to allow things to make me emotional. And do you want to know what's crazy? All it is teaches you how to be better at money. You want to know why? Because guess what? The richer you get, the more you realize people come and motherfucking go. The richer you get, the more money you make, you realize people come and go. Because the different levels that you reach, some people just can't make it. Some people can't accept it. Some people can't understand it. Some people are so miserable that they get upset at your success no matter how much you try to put them in position. You can literally throw them a Hail Mary all the way to the touchdown, and they will purposely do whatever they can not to catch it because they are more in love with the victim story that they told themselves. Some people are addicted to victim mentality, and that's something that I want you to realize. Listen, y'all, make sure you guys are putting on my notification. Make sure you guys are following me because guess what? I want to make sure that you're connected, right? So here's one thing that I want to tell you. You have to, everything starts with within. Everything starts with within. I don't care how basic that sounds. I don't care if you heard it so many times. Y'all have to realize a lot of times the truth is very simple, but it's so simple that as you get older and as you think about it more and more, it starts to flower. So the thing is, I can literally tell you all is mine, right? And when you're a kid, when I tell you all is mine, you're like, okay. But then when you come back to that idea at 7 years old, at 15 years old, at 25 years old, all is mine starts to turn into something so much more profound as you get older. That's when you know it's real wisdom. When something so simple can have so many layers to it that the more you think about it, the more understanding you get. You've been looking at the same picture and it's changing in meaning. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is that a lot of y'all are not where you want to be simply because you really don't want to be there. You would rather be where you are more than where you want to be. And you aren't aware that you're addicted to the emotions that create this reality that you're in. You are. You are. Let me give you an example. You hate your job, right? You hate your job, right? Every time you come home and you complain about it, believe it or not, you're getting some type of dopamine from that. And in your mind, the dopamine feels good. It feels good to complain about it. You want to know how I know it feels good to complain about it? Because if I told you, don't talk about it today, you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself. You want to talk about it. You want to bitch about it. You want to react about it. You want to call you want to. You can't stop. You're addicted to it. You're addicted to feeling upset about it. You're addicted to it. 3 o'clock every day, 3 p.m. when you're getting off of work, or 5 to 6 p.m. every day when you're getting off of work. Your body reacts. Even on the weekends when you don't work, 6 o'clock, you getting irritated. The reason why is because that emotion literally is so ingrained in your spirit. You've reacted to it over and over and over again that your body expects it. See, this is why it's important. You cannot change by just being aware of it. You cannot change. You cannot say, oh, now I'm aware I eat sugar. That's what's making me depressed. You cannot think that just by you knowing that, that's what's going to change you. No. No. You know you eat sugar too much. You know it makes you depressed and you still do it. Why? 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 Why do you still do it? Because you're not even addicted to the sugar. You're addicted to the guilt that you feel afterwards. I realized when I was with my ex-girlfriend, I realized I was actually addicted to a miserable life that I didn't even like. Because you know why some girls love to go back and forth with you? Because the chaos is dopamine. You want to know how I know this? Because I teach psychology. Because I teach people how to get the people that they like, how to get their crush, right? And the first thing that I tell people, when you want to get your crush, you can't only give them good emotions. In order for somebody to be obsessed with you, you have to also inflict pain. Because think about it. A lot of the things that are good for us, they create pain at first. Working out creates pain. Overcoming that pain is addicting. So when you inflict pain on somebody and then you overcome it, guess what happens? It becomes addicting. I felt pain, and then We soothe that pain. So now you're addicted to that. That is dopamine. Listen, y'all, I literally understand the psychology of a bad bitch. I understand it. I understand it, and I understand why people, because some people, they feel validated by having the bad bitch. Some people feel validated by just having you. And you don't even feel validated by being you. Some people feel validated by having you, by being your friend, by kissing you, by being with you, by standing by you, and you don't even feel validated by being you. Hello. And I'm just being real because, quite frankly, the only thing that's stopping you is your own self-concept. I want y'all to, I want you to throw away everything you're studying right now. Everything you're studying right now. If you're trying to study to make money, if you're trying to study to do this, I want you to understand everything that you're studying right now, it starts from your mind. It starts with the basics. You want to become wealthy? Everybody comment yes if you want to be wealthy. Everybody comment yes if you want to be wealthy. And when I say wealthy, that means whatever it is to you. Wealthy is having a farm. Wealthy is being free. Wealthy is having a garden. Wealthy, whatever it is. I want you to understand the first key to wealth is to understand your mind and to understand this computer. This computer, your mind is a computer. Your mind is a crystal. And before you can have anything in this world, you have to learn how to control this. A lot of y'all don't understand that you are being controlled by society, by your environment. Thank you, Capri. Right? For example, when you were growing up, everybody was telling you, no, don't touch that. No, don't grab that. No, sit down. No. As you were a kid, you were being trained. You were being trained and trained and trained. But you have to understand real wisdom and real mastery is knowing the rules and knowing which one to break. You're supposed to learn the rules, yes. So it's not bad that you were taught not to touch the stove. It's not bad that you were taught that. What's bad is that you didn't learn which rules you're supposed to break. Like your mom told you a rule when you were a kid. You have to listen to me. You have to listen to me. You have to listen to me. It was at about 17 years old that I realized, okay, the rule of listening to my mom needs to be broken now. And that's real mastery and wisdom to know which rules need to be broken and which don't. The only person you should trust is yourself. And when I say trust, I mean decision-wise. 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 And your intuition. Your intuition knows what resonates and what doesn't. Period. Motherfucker say, I can't even trust myself. That's why your ass need to be in the mystery school. That's why your ass need to be in the mystery school. Because here's something that I teach in the mystery school. You will learn to trust yourself when you start doing the meditations. And then once you start doing the meditations, you start creating a new life for yourself. You start seeing the things that you want. And then you start seeing the synchronicities. You start seeing the synchronicities. You know why? Because once you start seeing life actually showing you proof and evidence that what you think and what you feel is right. And once you start trusting your intuition, you're going to start to learn how to trust yourself. Another thing I want to tell you too is in order to trust yourself, you first got to detox that gut. You have to detox that gut. Some of y'all have trauma in your gut. Some of y'all have real trauma in your body. How much is the mystery school? It's about $28 to $35 a month. And guess what? We do a class. We're doing live classes every month. A class every month where you can ask your questions. For example, let me tell you something. This weekend, I'm not hanging out with nobody. You want to know why? Because this weekend is what I call like my retreat weekend, right? And what does that mean? My retreat weekend means that this whole weekend, all I am doing is creating sticky notes to remind myself. I'm saying affirmations. I have a ebook full of affirmations that I'm repeating to myself. The problem is that you think that shit basic. You think it's child's play. And that's why you're not going to win. If me saying, make sure you say your affirmations, makes you like, oh my God, here we go. Then that's how I know you're not ready. You're not ready. Because even Michael Jordan started his practice off with a layup, with a chest pass. So if Michael Jordan can start his practice, start his game day with something basic in the fundamentals, who the f is you? If Michael Jordan, I was saying, but if Michael Jackson starts off every performance doing his vocal warm-ups, then what makes you think you can't do the fundamental? Even Michael Jackson was creating manifestos. Even Michael Jackson understood the power of his mind. The power of your mind. So, what I realized is I want everybody to comment the word fundamental. I'm going to break something down right in front of y'all. Everybody comment the word fundamental. Fundamental. Everybody comment the word fundamental. If you look at the word fundamental, and there's fundamentals to everything, right? There's fundamentals to money, there's fundamentals to business, there's fundamentals to everything, right? Do you realize that the word fundamental is literally fund-a-mental? Fund-the-mental. So do you realize in order for you to do anything, you have to first make deposits into your mind? Before you can have anything, you have to put deposits. A lot of y'all just want to withdraw. How you going to withdraw something that you've never deposited? I'm asking, how are you ever going to make deposits? So you got to ask yourself, well, Ori, how do I make deposits into my mind? Every affirmation is a deposit. Every book that you read is a deposit. Right now, what you're listening to is a deposit. You want to know why? Think about how you feel right now receiving this information. Your energy is elevating. Whatever it is that you were feeling before is starting to get more positive. One of the number one laws in science is about vibration and energy. Vibration and energy. A lot of y'all do not actually put enough importance on energy. Another thing I want to talk to y'all about is get your ass up out of here. No. Another thing I want to say too is y'all don't put enough importance on energy when energy is everything. Energy is everything. Your body reacts to energy. The wrong energy can make you sick. Do y'all understand that? The wrong energy can make you sick. You want to know what I mean by that? 80% to 90% of sickness is stress related. It's stress related. And a lot of times, the stress is not physical. The stress is mental and emotional. So now imagine, if stress can make me sick, then what can the opposite do? Make you stronger, make you healthy. Thank you for the gift, C Daisy. Thank you for the gift, user. So that's what I'm trying to get you to understand, that your mind can actually make or break you. And what I offer is the science of your mind and how to understand your mind and how to reorganize your mind. That's why some of these billionaires, they pay so much money to go to Tony Robbins. They pay so much money. You know why? Because they understand, as long as my mind is correct and right, I can make great choices. I can spot opportunity. But if you're looking at life as everything is negative, you're never going to spot an opportunity. Thank you for the gift, Boopy. Thank you for the gift, Boopy. Make sure you guys DM me a heart if you want to join the mystery school. Make sure you guys DM me a heart if you want to join the mystery school. So I realized that it is actually super dangerous to be around people who think in lack. It is super dangerous to be around people who think in negativity. You should rather be alone than to be with someone and wish you are alone. And do you want to understand, the first key to being a high value person is to be okay with yourself. How do we reorganize our thoughts? Number one, I'm going to say join the mystery school. But number two, one way that you can reorganize your thoughts is you have to brain dump. And also, meditation is the perfect way to help you compartmentalize your thoughts. It is very hard for you to organize something that you didn't even know was taking up space. Some of y'all, 80% of your brain capacity, what are you looking at? I'm looking at the screen. 80% of your brain capacity is being taken up by thoughts that are being thought subconsciously. The life that you're the life that you're living in is your subconscious life. Your conscious really has no idea what's happening in your subconscious mind, but your subconscious mind knows everything of what's happening in your conscious mind. So what you need to do is you need to understand, how do I get to the back of my mind? Appreciate you, Gabriel. Thank you, Starborn, for the gift. How do I get to the back of my mind? How do you get to the back of your mind? Think about your computer, right? Because the mind is like the computer. The computer, if you want to fix something, you click Control Alt Delete and you go into the background of the computer, you go into the settings, you go into the motherboard of it, right? How do I get into the Control Alt Delete of my brain? You have to get your body into like this theta state. And what that theta state is like, it's like the fuse box. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to get you to realize is that, how do I get to that state? When you meditate, you actually get into that background of your mind where you can start looking, okay, that's where the problem is. You ever looked at the back of something and you're like, that's where the problem is? When you lift the hood of the car, that's how you lift the hood of your car. You go into meditation, you get into a theta state, and I'll give you an example of this state, and you didn't even know you was in it. You ever was in the middle of sleep and waking? You ever been in a state where you were half asleep but half awake? You ever woke up but your body was still asleep and you couldn't lift your body? That's an example. You ever had your arm fall asleep but the rest of your body is awake? That is an example. Thank you, Nat, for the gift. Thank you, Rocky, for the gift. Thank you, Nico, for the gift. You get what I'm saying? So in my mystery school, I actually have meditations in there that you can follow that will guide you to that state. And once you get guided to that state, guess what's going to happen? You can now program yourself, plant certain seeds. You can plant certain seeds. You can put certain things here, and here. You can't do that consciously. The reason why is because if you try to do it consciously, your brain is going to say, nah, that's not true. When you are conscious, your brain does not accept ideas quickly. Thank you, KP, for the gift. Your brain does not accept ideas quickly. Your brain has a security system. And the only way to bring down that security system is to get into that half sleep, half awake theta state. Once you get in that theta state, then you can create changes to your system. If you are in my mystery school, there's a section called HemiSync that talks about this. And I actually broke it down because a lot of you guys know about this. The Gateway Project, the CIA and NASA talked about it in the 1900s. They've been studying this since the 1900s. And law of attraction is just now becoming popular. Thank you, Queen Aquila. You know what's up. We're all white. You know what's up. You already know what I'm doing. I'm covering my head. I'm wearing all white. I got moonstone on. We going into this. I'm already protecting my spirit. You think I'm going outside again today? I'm not. I cleansed myself. I did my energy because I'm spiritually disciplined. Why do y'all think some of the biggest actors, some of the biggest movies, Sinners, The Woman King, all of a sudden, ancestral veneration is becoming so popular? You want to know why? Because now is the time. The ancestors will no longer be quiet. They will be heard. Voices will be heard. The truth will go out. Nowadays, if you're a music artist, you don't need a label. If you want to be famous, you don't need somebody to co-sign you. You can do it yourself. You have all of the means now. And even then, some of y'all don't speak of y'all ancestors enough. You don't. If only you knew who really stood with you. You are not alone, and you don't have to do everything alone. You see, these people want you to think that appeasing your ancestors, working with your ancestors is evil. Imagine how powerful your bloodline is that they have to convince you that is evil. The same ones that do evil are trying to say that your practice, your ancestors, your bloodline, where you come from is evil. And then at the same time, steal your practice. They steal your practice. Do y'all understand that? Can somebody comment it for me? J, the J word, the J group. Do y'all understand that a lot of J people use some of the same African practices? I'm going to give y'all an example. I'm not going to go too deep because I already know how it get. I'm going to show y'all. Look at this. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? Y'all see this, right? I want to show y'all something real quick. I don't want to go too deep in it. Y'all see this? This is an African practice. This is an African practice. This right here is an African practice. They will use your practice and then tell you it's evil. They will use your practice and then tell you it's evil. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. They will use your practice and then tell you it's evil. They will use your practice and then tell you it's evil. Come on. Come on. They will use your practice and tell you it's evil. They will use your practice and tell you it's evil. Boy, I sound like, I sound like fucking Dr. Umar. And you want to know the crazy thing about it? I know so much more. I just don't go deep on it on TikTok because I already know how it go. I already know how it go. I already know how it go. I already know how it goes. So I'm very mindful of what I talk about. All right? So like I said, make sure you guys go ahead and join the mystery school. And here's another thing I would say. Even if you are looking for free information, I'm going to say this one more time. Even if you are looking for free information, I want everybody in this live right now, DM me. Because even if you're looking for free information, I'm going to send you free information just so you can get started. Just so you can get started. Okay? So I want you guys to go ahead, send me a DM. I love you guys. I'm about to get off. My YouTube is on my TikTok page. My mystery school is on my TikTok page. You guys just go to my profile. You'll see it, okay? If you need any help getting anywhere, make sure you guys DM me. Hey, I want to join the mystery school. You already know, okay? All right? And make sure you guys follow me. If you have any questions, just DM me, y'all. I'm answering all my DMs, all right? I love you guys.